Hey guys, what's up? It's me, DMaxStore. It has been, I think YouTube said about 2 months since I've uploaded a video, so I'm definitely overdue. You have to excuse me, I'm kind of missing my tripod here to hold on to, and I don't know if you can tell, but they're doing a lot of roofing over there. So there's been a few advancements in the past couple months. Mainly I've just been working. It's been taking a lot of my time just being at work and you know, come home and the last thing I feel like doing is picking up a camera. So that's kind of taken a lot of stuff. But if you'll notice in our driveway here, the truck is not here. And in fact, it's parked over here out of the way where I can work on it. So let me cover one thing real quick. First of all, one thing that I did within the last week or so was the tire weight. I actually bought a pin off Amazon and did that. That's been about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and I could not be more pleased with the results. That was one thing I really wanted when I got these tires, but if you know anything about Toyos, they don't make the MTs with the white letters, so make do what you can. Now, another thing, if you'll notice, up under here, and I'm not sure if I can show you well or not, there is not a transfer case in this truck. So why? Why is there no transfer case? This is why. So the truck was making that sound, right? Not pretty. You drive anywhere, it's kind of weird because you could roll and it like you just coast, nothing. But as soon as you got into power, it would make that sound, and it just got worse and worse and worse. I thought it was differential, but I spun the wheels and all, couldn't make it do it. And I decided I'd check all my fluids. I checked the differentials. In fact, my rear was actually a little overfilled, but it's no big deal. And then I got to the transfer case. So here's the transfer case right here. So this is what I was dealing with. If you look right there, that is a hole in the case. So obviously a hole in your transfer case is not a good thing. In fact, the transfer case was out of fluid. It's supposed to be 2 quarts. When I checked it, I didn't get anything out of the check fill, which, you know, you're supposed to take this fill right here out and it's supposed to run out, and then you take your drain. So I decided I'd drain it and refill it. Well, I drained it, and I think I maybe got 1/8 of a cup, if that. I mean, I got barely any fluid, and it was nasty black. It was just absolutely filthy. So it was ran dry for Lord knows how long. Now, if you know anything about this hole and where it's at, that's actually pump rub. What it is the pump, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you all the parts I got for it. The pump actually wears on this case. Now, if you don't know anything about GM cases, and let me see if I can find it on here. If you don't know anything about GM cases, they're bad about this because of this right here. I don't know if you can read that, but it says magnesium alloy. This is a new process, NP263XHD, so it's the extra heavy duty. If you have a GM, I don't even know what years, probably 99 to at least 07, 1500, 2500, 3500, no matter what engine, if you have a 4-wheel drive, you probably have a new process case. It's either going to be the 261, I think, is the light duty, or maybe it's a 263, and then there's a 263HD and a 263XHD. If I'm not mistaken, the XH3 comes behind the Duramax. The HD comes behind the heavy duty 6 liters, and probably the extra heavy duty comes behind the 8.1s. And then all the light duty trucks come with either a 261 or 263, but I don't know that well. But for the most part, the cases are the same. There's not a whole lot of difference. So the process of rebuilding them all is just about the same. Now, this is called pump rub. If you've ever seen that, it's called pump rub. And this soft magnesium case actually gives way to the aluminum pump in there. And I can show you how to do it when I show you the parts. So that was not good, obviously. Can't be running a transfer case without fluid. Surprisingly, I've already taken this thing apart to see what parts I was going to need because I'm going to rebuild it. I thought about buying a Kodiak truck, you know, full transfer case, but I don't really have $1,500 laying around to drop into a transfer case. So I'm gonna take my chances and rebuild it. I bought about $700 worth of parts off of Rock Auto, and we're gonna try to make this work. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because I'm still waiting on a couple parts. But when I took it apart, it was kind of surprising because all the bearings and all still felt good. I'm gonna change them anyway, but it was all surprisingly in good shape. Now, to get this transfer case out, there's not a lot to it. As you can see, this is unrelated and these are unrelated, but I decided to take the cross member out under the transmission. That's why I have a jack under the truck right now, if you can see that. There is actually a jack supporting my transmission right now. So it's not that bad. You have one connector here on it, and then one up here. You take the drive shafts out. I'm changing U-joints too when I'm at it, because I've got them out, I might as well. And they were not that expensive, so I'm decided to go ahead and change U-joints. As a matter of fact, I'll probably put that here because this U-joint is simple. It's got the this classic style ring that goes on the outside. You know, you put the U-joint in, just clip the ring in there, and that holds it. But these are a little different, so I'm going to include that in this video, how to change that U-joint, because it's not exactly simple. As far as rebuilding the transfer case, I don't know that I'm going to make a video on that, because simply I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of taking a big chance and trying to figure out how it goes together, and I don't want to make a video that's not right and then put it out there and somebody else do what I did and have the same issues. So I'm going to elect not to do that, because it's not something that I'm that comfortable with and that I'm that familiar with. So that's pretty much it with it. So now I'll go inside and open up the box of parts and show you kind of what all I got and my plans with it. Alright, so let me kind of go over what we've got here. What I ordered came in 2 boxes. Well, it's going to come in 3. I'm still missing 2 parts. So until then, I'm kind of stuck. But for the most part, this is the bulk of the parts, and that's not part of it. But if you look here, this is kind of what all I had ordered. As a matter of fact, I had the shift fork pads, which I may not have enough. I don't know how many it's supposed to take, so I may have to order another one. And I got this transfer case overhaul kit. The housing, the oil pump, the chain, and then the clutch rings, which is what I'm still waiting on, is those 2 clutch rings. And then I got 2 U-joints. This is for a friend's truck. He asked me to order some parts since I was going to pay shipping already, so I just threw those in with it. So those are unrelated. But as you can see, the part numbers for these are a 235 Moog and a 295A. The 295 is the rear, the 235 is the front. So let's see what these parts look like. I also ordered these just leaf spring pads because I'm tired of hearing them clank. Now, this ring right here, Rock Auto was actually out of stock on. So I had to order this from, I don't remember what the name of the website is. I'll put it up on the screen here, I'll find it. But I had to order that separately. This one ring right here cost $35, and it cost me $20 to ship. And I'm still a little sore about that, if you ain't noticed. So that's the only thing I had to order separate. Everything else I got from Rock Auto, no issues, and that's pretty much that. So in here, this is what all we've got. Right here, we've got a Borg Warner chain. We've got our pump right here. It's our new oil pump. Got a bunch of seals and gaskets, and is that a bearing in it? No, that's a seal. So that's all seals and gaskets. Right here, we've got our bearing set, along with what looks like new range fork stuff. I don't know on that one, but we'll see. Right here, we've got another set of seals, which I'll explain in a second why I've got 2 sets of seals. And the piece, I forgot, the shift forks stuff. And finally, this piece. So, this is a common problem. You have to get a whole new back half housing. Let me sit you down for a minute and get this out of here. But this is not, in fact, a magnesium case. This is actually an aluminum case. So the reason why you'd want to go with aluminum over a magnesium is because aluminum is tougher. This case, this pump right here is aluminum. So the aluminum case will hold up a lot better to that aluminum pump hitting it more than the magnesium, which is already a problem. So really, the big problem comes with this pump right here. Sits in here kind of like this. Not sure which orientation it really sits in. It sits like this. So, if you noticed on my case, there's a hole right here. I think it is. Or right here. Right in here. So if you look on that side, this piece of the pump actually, it'll just vibrate and it'll wear a hole right in there. And that's how it starts. In fact, there's actually a clip here, and mine was broken. So that's how you can tell a lot of times if that clip's broken, that you've got a problem inside. And that may be where the sound's coming from. As you can tell, it's not a pretty sound. So, let's talk about what all else we got here. So that takes care of the back half. Here we've got our new chain. As you can see, that's a big, hefty, thick chain. In reading on this stuff, it's always a good idea to change your chain when you do this, because if you've ever done a timing chain, you know the reason you change timing chains is because they stretch. Well, this is no different. You're talking about having a lot of torque through this transfer case, especially if you're in four-wheel drive. It'll stretch that chain over time. So it's a 350,000 mile truck. I don't know how long that transfer case has been in there, but it could use it. So that takes care of that. Now, let's talk about these seals real quick. So, if you notice here, I have a set of seals right here. I got seals, drain plugs, the clip I was talking about, that's what that is. Here, let me just open it. So, this is the little clip, I think, that goes on the, I guess it's going to go on the pump itself. We've got this plug that goes right in there. It's just a dust cover, two new drain and fill plugs, and then a seal that's actually going to go, excuse me, like that, in there like that. I'm not going to put that on yet, at least not until I get ready to do it. So I've got those. Why do I have this big seal kit right here? So this kit, oh, I'm zoomed in. This kit came with the back half, so those came together. This came with the overhaul kit, so I actually have two of these seals and two of these covers. I mean, I've got two of a couple things, including this bearing, which is actually already pressed into here, thankfully. See that bearing down there? That's actually a duplicate. So I have duplicate parts, and that's just because of what I had to order. You look in here, I'm not going to open this one because it is vacuum sealed and I don't want to lose anything. As a matter of fact, it looks like I got new hinge fork stuff in there. I don't know what all this is. So this is kind of part of the reason I'm not making a video on this, is because I don't really know where most of this goes. It's kind of a trial and error, find what fits where, and tear it down, catalog that, and put it back together like it was. Now, this ring that I talked about is one of three of the clutch set for the shift on the fly four-wheel drive. The other two are in a separate package. One actually has clutch material on both sides, sits on top of this, and then there's a ring that sits on top of both of them. That's a metal ring, and that's your clutch set. And then, like I said, these are the shift fork, the mode and range fork pieces that I don't know that I need, but I ordered them because I think this package total was like $2. So all in all, it is an expensive thing to rebuild, but it could be far worse. As a matter of fact, let me pull up here and just see exactly, I don't want to open a video, how much it cost me. Alright, so sorry, I moved to the computer desk. So here's what I'm going to do for you. I pulled up the calculator here. We're going to see just how much everything was. Now, I will tell you this. I did pay $739.35 for everything. That's including U-joints and everything for my friend's truck as well. So let's start with the two synchronizer rings. We have 48.79 plus 35.79. We got the I'm going to leave the U-joints out because that is not necessary for rebuilding the transfer case. I'm just going to go through. I'm pretty much going to just go through the transfer case part of it. The U-joints are kind of optional, so I'm going to leave those out. I'm going to leave the leaf spring insulators out, and I'm going to just put all the transfer case parts that I got in here. So we're up to almost $85 already. So next is the shift fork inserts. I'll leave those out too because I'm not sure they're necessary. So the transfer case overhaul kit is $175.79. Housings $149.99. Oil pumps $33.79. And then $101.79 for the chain. So that leaves $546 basically. Rock Auto charged me $25 to ship, $571.91. Now, I had to order the other part, which I was not happy at all about. And let's add that into the equation here. Okay, so here's my actual email from Rigid Axle. This Synchro ring was $34.98. Plus an astounding $19.95 to ship, which ticked me off, but I had to do what I had to do. So total for this whole transfer case rebuild is $626.84. So not bad at all to completely do a transfer case with new, just about new everything. So with the two U-joints though, that's going to be plus 25.66 plus 31.48. So just shy of $700 with U-joints, so $683.98. So that's not bad at all. Now, if any of y'all know anything about Rock Auto, you're going to know that the more parts you order, the more they're going to try to charge you to ship. So, in all actuality, my shipping went down when I put my friend's parts in there. Only about like $1, but it did actually go down. I was shocked by that. So, that was kind of nice. But the shipping, I want to say it was like, it broke down to like $11 for the most expensive one, which was this package right here. The other one was a control arm and two U-joints. It was like $9 to ship and then like $7. So it really was not expensive to ship, and adding the other stuff did not rack up the shipping that much. Now, if you didn't, you might get away with, you know, $12, $15 shipping. But what I did was $25. It's not bad. So just under $700. That's with my labor to put it in, so I'm not paying anybody to do this. I thought about it, thought hard about it, but I tore down the transfer case already and got it back together with no problems, so I am going to go for it. Also, let me show you one other thing that you might need, let me put it this way, it'll make it a lot easier, because I did not have this tool when I tore down the transfer case and put it back together. I was looking for one, but I could never find one, and I since bought one, and I haven't used it yet, but I tried it out, and wow, it's going to make my life so much easier. It's bright out here. It's going to make my life so much easier, and doing all this. So, well, actually, there's two here. One you're going to need is going to be these to put those CV boot back on the front drive shaft. The other is this right here. These are lock ring pliers, is what they're called. They're also called circlip pliers. And the reason these are useful is because if you look on here, it actually has a ribbed edge to grab those rings and push apart. These are basically lock rings, which I've used before, and I have lock ring pliers, but these rings have no holes in them to use. So instead of, you know, getting the right size, putting it in the holes, spreading it, you have to use the friction with the surface there to spread this. So it's kind of aggravating, and those can help you big time. They were like $16 at Advance, and definitely well worth the money. The other pliers too for the CV boot was like $10. So $30 for 2 pairs of pliers, not bad. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I'm not going to do a video, I'm going to say it again, I'm not going to do a video on rebuilding this because I am not comfortable with doing it, and I don't want anyone to screw up on my behalf because of me. So I'm going to leave that out. But the next video I come with, either do one putting it in or after I get it put in and let you know how it goes. So until then, follow me on Instagram. I might post some updates on it. We'll see. And just like this video, share it, you know, with anybody who has one of these trucks. Let them know that this is a big issue. Check your transfer case fluid. Every time you do an oil change, check that transfer case. But I'll let you know how it goes. Either we'll have a video put in back in or something like that. You can see Cat being ninja over there. And until then, like I said, like, subscribe, find out how it goes. And we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.